Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question to the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
It's Coffee Ann on ON, AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. My name is Joe Callahan, and that's Dave Richards right over there.
Yes, I are.
And we expect Melissa Murray to be joining us relatively soon.
I hear a door.
And then Rich Lane.
She may be here already, Joe.
She may be. You're absolutely right. And Rich Lane from Post 85.
But you can't tell when she walks by the window. The window's too high.
All right. Did you see Melissa at the Soup for Supper last night?
I did, a lot.
Okay. A lot. She went back for soup a few times?
No, she was there a lot. But then she
good.
had something else she had to go to because, like, she's one of those big shots that always has something she's got to go to.
Yeah.
You know, which is, you know, what happens when you get to that lofty position in life. Where you are in such demand that you always have someone else waiting for you to arrive, even though you're with somebody that you like to be with. Hi, Melissa.
Good morning.
Good morning,
I teased you
Melissa.
sufficiently. I was trying to stretch till you got into your chair.
Well, I know you probably saw like maybe the top of my head on
Just
the window.
barely
the
Just
top of your
barely,
hair,
just
yeah.
barely. I know.
Now, we talked with Dave earlier. He had a very good time at the Soup for Supper, and his favorite soup was the chicken velvet.
Oh, yeah.
What was your
Or
favorite?
velvet chicken, I
Velvet
think it
chicken.
was, yeah.
Okay, I
What do
really
you-
liked the lobster bisque.
Okay.
I heard people rave about that.
the lobster, okay.
But I'm not a seafood dude, so.
All right.
You know, in the past I've thought the chicken velvet was the best, but I didn't get to the chicken velvet this year because I was. I know.
Do it.
I had 4 other soups, so I
Okay.
didn't feel like I needed
More.
more. Yeah.
I did 6.
Wow.
Well, I asked for half cups.
Little cups.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Little
I tried
half
my
cups.
best. I tried my
Just
best.
basically tastes
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
of everything.
There was
And
something
then I
of
said,
everything.
This is what I normally do at buffets, and this was buffet style. You
Yeah.
know, they were all spread out around the periphery. This is one of Joe's favorite words of the St. Joe's Hall, and. So first thing I do is I walk the entire length and see what's there really quick.
See what flavors
Get an
are
idea.
available?
Because
Okay.
because you know you don't want to like spend your whole time in the first 2 booths or something like that, and then something further down you would have loved to try, but you never got that far. Because that sounds like what she did.
I did.
Yeah, so what I do is I go through this is why I'm giving you this free advice, Melissa. So
Next time.
you walk the entire length of the buffet and you examine the offerings, and then you say, okay, got to remember to come up this far. Might have to skip a couple to get here, and like that. But I do that ahead. So I ended up with 3 rounds, 2 half cups each round, and then the one I liked the best, I went back for a second half cup.
Yeah.
Now, did you do you pour out your own cup of soup?
No,
or
no.
someone
They serve
handed-
you.
No, that's not allowed.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And it's portion control. Plus,
Yeah, yeah.
if it's not that kind of buffet where you serve yourself,
Right.
you are served, but you go to each station and there are servers at each station.
You have to tell them only half a cup, please.
I did
Okay.
each time.
All right.
There was some very good chili. It was sufficiently spicy.
It had
Some-
a
you don't
rather
want too
it had a
spicy.
rather long fuse.
Yep. Which is perfect.
Where you,
Some
you
folks
ate
were
it
like, "Oh,
and
that's
you
too-"
said,
yeah.
"Oh, that's not hot." I don't know why everybody's saying it's hot. And then after the 3rd spoonful,
Slow
you said,
burn.
"Oh boy,
Oh, here it is.
there it is."
But that's what I like. You know, I like a nice kick.
Yeah, but that stuff didn't come out of no can. Big chunks
No,
of
no, no,
meat
yeah,
in
it was-
there.
it was
Brisket,
really
I think
great.
they chopped up. It wasn't ground
Yes,
meat.
that's right.
It was chopped up brisket in there.
Yep, it was
and big
good.
chunks of tomatoes. No beans.
Really?
And the
I've
chili
always
last
had chili
night.
with beans in it.
Yeah, well, I usually eat it with
Yeah.
beans.
Okay.
But
Now, this is nothing against the Hormel people, but this is no Hormel chili, right?
oh no,
No.
oh
No.
no! This is from Fast Eddie's,
All right.
and you
Yeah, it
know
was
how
really good.
imaginative they get in their kitchen at Fast Eddie's.
yeah. Okay.
Cocktails and dreams.
Right. Right.
On River Street.
Well, great.
One
And
of
Dave
our
said it was
friends.
real crowded. Real
It was
crowded. when you
very
were there?
crowded. It was
Yeah.
crowded the whole time.
The whole time you were there. And the good this year that they didn't run out of soup.
Oh no!
So
well,
this-
you know,
they learned from last year.
you
how
don't
it works.
you don't make that kind of mistake twice.
Yeah.
That would ruin everything. So and it was interesting because we said pre-sale, pre-sale, pre-sale.
Right.
There was enough pre-sale so that each people bringing soup brought enough because they knew how many people were coming.
Right.
And then there were a few people that begged and screamed, and the folks at St. Joe's says they're lining up at the door. We don't know what to do with them. Will you sell them a ticket and stuff like that? So they had limited sale at the door, very limited. It's like
okay.
you know, give us the money and a nice tip, and we'll get you in. They didn't do that. I'm just teasing. But yeah, really nice. Now, we had the real fun last night, and I'll tell you all about it. But first, we have to say something nice about the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce.
Please do.
All right. So here we go. Rest of the month, happy holidays, work real hard, and then in January, the list of the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce events, bless you,
Thank you.
comes up again. You didn't hear it, folks. She stifled a sneeze for us. What
I didn't
what
wanna
a
sneeze
nice,
into the mic.
considerate person. Did you want a
Into the
cup of
mic.
coffee, by the way? I'll buy.
Oh, sure.
Okay, go for it. So anyway, the Speaker of the House, Mr. Sakachi, is going to be the Eggs and Issues Breakfast Speaker in January, on January the 8th, 8:30 to 9:30. Remember, Coffee and listeners always get dispensation to attend chamber events, but you do have to do the make good and listen to the replay. That's going to be at the Kirkbrae Country Club in Lincoln. Business is brewing coming up in January on the 29th from 5 to 7 in the afternoon at the Narragansett Brewery in Providence. I might like to go to that one.
All right, you
That's
like
my brand,
Narragansett,
you know.
that's
I
right.
like Narragansett. It's my brand. I like that. Then coming up on February 25th, the 34th annual celebration at Bally's. Very nice. Hey, listen, folks, the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce will also be very busy starting in the new year as those legislative critters all convene down there at the big Marble Dome in Providence. And somebody's got to keep an eye on them for you. Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce will do that for you. Just become a member. Call them at 334-1000 after the program is over today to find out how. Joe?
You know who's going to keep an eye on him, Dave?
Who's going to keep an eye on
The
it?
independent man. 'Cause he's back on top of the dome. He's
Yeah.
he's watching you guys. So
There you go. Don't cut up.
that's right.
And unless you're from Northern Rhode Island, he doesn't care much about Northern Rhode Island.
So
Never look over his shoulder.
Oh.
No.
Is he looking
That's what
north
we're
or
for.
south? Which way is he? Which
looking
way is-
south.
Does he look south?
Well,
Oh,
listen,
okay.
listen. It's like this. The Capitol Dome is in the north part of Providence.
All right.
He's looking out over the capital city. It was
Ah.
explained to me years ago, but it's not
Why
a
he looks
popular
that
thing
way.
to say or think of. You
All
know,
right.
seriously speaking, you know, the original capital, Newport, is to the south. The whole capital is to the south, laid out to the south of the State House. And yes, we've got the plantations up north. Sorry about that. Excuse my backside.
All right. All righty.
All right, so last night, the fun really
yes.
began when we
Okay.
were giving away prizes last night. Now, Melissa, you had to go to your other thing and you missed
I did,
this.
yeah.
So I've saved this story just for you. All right, so last night we were
Raffle
at the
baskets.
Super Supper, yep.
Okay.
We had a split the pot.
Okay.
Very, very nice. Guy named Bob won the split the pot. Everybody thought he was kidding because he was at the bar, actively drinking at the time. But no, he actually did win the split the pot. It was like $444 in the whole pot.
Wow.
He was going to get half of that.
Nice.
He looked over. He said, "Me," and they said, "Well, show
Well, you
us your
won.
ticket." I'm busy. And then he says, "Keep the money.
Yeah.
Give it to the milk fund. Give my half to the
Aw.
milk fund too." Wasn't
That's
that sweet
nice.
of him?
Yes,
That's really
that's great.
nice.
That was very, very nice. And then, of course, it's the penny social baskets. There were 13 baskets.
Okay. Wow.
And Bob Phillips and I each grabbed baskets and brought them over to the people who won them. All but one was in the room for the drawing.
Oh,
How you
nice.
like that?
that works
nice.
out great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, really great. The one,
That wasn't
basket
there.
number 11, I think it was. I forget exactly. I think it was number 11. Nobody in the room. So we took it and we said, we're going to call them afterwards. And then afterwards, we're having so much fun and like that. I said, let's call them now. And Lisa says, should we? I said,
What
yeah,
time- what
let's
time
call
was
them
it?
now. We're not really on the radio. It's like, 8:30,
All right. Some people
somewhere
think
around
that's
there.
too late to
8,
call people, but
8:15,
okay.
8:30.
9
You're somewhere
o'clock
around
is
there.
the
Is that the cutoff time?
That's the cutoff.
Maybe
Oh,
there's a little
yeah.
bit earlier than that.
All right.
So anyway, so here we, you can't mow your lawn after 8 o'clock,
Okay.
but you can call somebody till 9.
All right. That's
Okay, got
the
it.
general consensus.
So anyway, here we go. So I said, let's call them. And Lisa says, should we? I said, Yeah, we're not on the radio. It's not. We don't have any FCC rules to worry about.
Yeah.
I said, but we got a couple hundred people here. Let's put on a show, right? So let's have some fun. So Lisa gets her cell phone and calls the winner.
Uh-huh.
And I've got the microphone for the PA system, and I said, put it on speaker so we can hear it. And we hear the message, sorry, we're not home right now. We'll call you back and stuff like that. So I says, let's leave a message. And everybody starts laughing. I say, so I said, hi, this is Dave Richards from the Milk Fund at St. Joseph's Vets, and you're not. You just won a basket. I'll tell you what you got to do. Tomorrow you're going to call 762-1240, and we'll make sure that we get the basket to you. And thanks for being at the Soup for Supper. And if you think I'm kidding, hey, folks, am I kidding? And 200 people yelled, yay! We all had a great laugh. I don't know if the person who got that message got a laugh, but there you go. We're going to find out if they call us today.
Well, I certainly hope so. That'd be great.
And I brought the basket here to the station, so the winner will get a chance to pick it up here. I thought that was a blast. I mean, I came
cute,
home with
yeah.
a big smile on my face.
Did you happen to know the person's name when
No,
you saw it? Okay.
no, it's
I didn't
M.
know.
Forrest, I think it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, I'm glad a good time was had by all, and
By
baskets were
everybody.
was
passed
great.
out, and they raised. We'll find out later how much money we raised for the milk.
I
Fund,
can
and
tell you it's
that'd be
over
great.
$3,000.
Well, that's wow.
Excellent.
It was
There you
still
go.
counting, and we've got bills to pay.
Yeah.
But it's over $3,000 easy because we've got in our possession nearly $4,000.
Yeah.
But we got some bills we have to pay.
All right. I'm glad that went so well. So
Yeah.
they'll probably do it again next year.
Yeah.
Probably. All right. So over
And we're
during
going to
the
do something on Tuesday, you, me, and Melissa.
all right. I was going to wait for Rich to be here because
Okay.
that's his deal too.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
And we'll talk about that when Rich gets here, among other things. Other things going on up in Uxbridge, Mass. There was a partial building collapse because of the storm,
Uxbridge.
no.
In
Right on
Uxbridge.
Main,
And-
South Main Street.
and 2 people got injured.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, 2 women. They were in the 3rd floor.
the wind or-
well, the roof collapsed
Yep,
Oh,
wind.
jeez.
around
It was
9
wind.
p.m. during the wind. So they were injured in the apartment on the 3rd floor at the time. Structural engineers need to assess the condition of the building in Uxbridge before they can say, yeah, you can go back in. So,
Yeah.
we'll have
So
to see.
everybody's out right now.
Yes.
Ugh. Yikes.
Until they decide,
What a
whether or
rude
not-
awakening.
Whether or
Right.
not you can move back in or not. No, boy, that's...
Not good.
Well,
that's-
you know
they're
how it
righteous
is in
for
New
that.
England. You got buildings that have been standing for well over 100 years in many places, and eventually,
Yeah.
you
Something's
know,
going to
Yeah.
happen like that.
What goes up must come down.
I read more about this story. We
I
brought
love
it up.
that quote, by the way. Wasn't it
What is-
Werner von Braun that originally said that?
I have no idea.
All right.
He was the rocket scientist.
Remember the story we had a couple of days ago? It was about the man from East Providence who was upset at the school bus driver for making his son cry, so he hit him.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I heard
Okay.
about that.
More parents are coming out in defense of the man,
In defense of
No.
the parent.
of the parent. It's really
Assault?
It is really the bus driver's fault. He is the problem, according to the parents.
Yeah, right. Okay, so what?
I
So
know,
he's
you
the
shouldn't-
problem. Maybe he's not appropriate to
shouldn't-
drive a bus.
they shouldn't
That's up to his
beat him up,
employer.
I get
now.
it.
Yeah, right. You're not going
You
to go
don't
around and poke somebody in the
strike
face.
somebody.
But it's
right.
like the same guy with like the shooter for United Healthcare. It's the same thing. That guy's right. This guy should go. This bus driver should go. He's the real issue.
Yeah.
here. He's done this to other kids.
They didn't say that.
Okay, so
if
file
I
a
get the chance, I'll
complaint.
take a poke at him.
Yeah.
They didn't say
No,
that.
no.
Oh, so it's just saying, yeah, the driver shouldn't. Shouldn't
He's-
do
They're
that.
basically justifying the
he's-
violence.
Well, not really justifying it, but basically saying he shouldn't get punished severely because it's really the bus driver that's at fault here. And he's causing the issues with problems with the kids who are now going home and complaining to their parents. And this guy he took it one step a little too far.
Yeah.
And did something you could say to defend his child.
And no, that's retribution.
Okay.
That
Maybe it doesn't see it
retribution
that way, but-
retribution isn't defending your child.
Okay.
So he
Because defending your child stops them or is aimed towards stopping them from doing it. Well, I don't know. Maybe if you think about it long enough, you could figure
Well,
that out.
it gets
'Cause if he
emotional.
pokes him in the face, he might not do it again.
Your son
Think about it.
gets off the bus. Your son's crying. What's going on? Well, that guy did whatever he did, and
Right.
and now you get angry. Well, I'll take care of him. So.
okay, but
Violence is never
But
the
the-
answer.
Right, right.
But I'm just saying more parents have come forward and said the real problem is this bus driver.
Yeah.
Like, oh, isn't that interesting? All right, it's the Christmas time. Oh, well, we'll get to the story. We're going to take a break here. We'll get to this next story after the break. Dave, what is going on at the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce? Our first segment sponsor, Coffee Inn.
Well, this one I'm just going to remind you of the phone number because you want to find out, become a member. 334-1000 is the phone number to call. They won't answer till after 9 o'clock, and isn't that convenient? The show's on till 9 o'clock, so keep listening, folks.
Thanks, Dave. More Coffee Inn coming up. Stay tuned.
In a world where good food, friendly faces, and unforgettable memories collide, there's one place that stands out from the rest. Gators Pub is proudly celebrating 35 years of excellence in North Smithfield. Join us at Gators Pub, where every visit feels like coming home. Our secret to success? It's simple. Our super friendly staff and mouth-watering dishes prepared fresh daily by our talented chefs. Sink your teeth into our delectable lunch specials from Monday through Thursday and savor complimentary soup to warm your soul. Enjoy the game day excitement with multiple TVs showing the Boston Red Sox while indulging in classic appetizers like our famous potato skins and pita chips. Looking for a lively atmosphere to watch volleyball games? Look no further. Pair it with our juicy burgers or the latest cocktail creations to elevate your experience. Gators Pub, your ultimate destination for good times and great food. Come and celebrate with us at Gators Pub on Route 102, just a mile before Wright's Chicken Farm. Make every moment memorable at Gators Pub, where good friends and great flavors meet. Remember, there are no strangers at Gators Pub, just good friends you haven't met yet.
Remember when buying new insurance was easy? Not like today with all the high pressure and fast talking. Remember when you went into an insurance agency and they treated you with respect? At Hunter Insurance, you'll find the courtesy and politeness of those early days, but you'll also find the insurance coverage designed to protect you from the risks of today. Protect your life with a plan designed to fit your needs and budget from Hunter Insurance, the best insurance value in Northern Rhode Island, 389 Old River Road in Manville. Call 769-9500.
The Coffee Inn panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
We're local and live at 99.5 FM.
Coffee Inn on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Melissa Murray and Dave Richards. And it's so funny that it's this time of year. It's the Christmas time of year, and some people try to do their Santa Claus impersonation.
Oh,
And this
I heard
happened-
Carl Douglas do that on the show this morning.
Not that Santa Claus impersonation.
Oh, okay.
The one where we try to elude the police, and we say, "Let's go down the chimney."
Oh no.
Now, this made our national news out of Fall River, Massachusetts. The man was the police show up because they were trying to serve him a drug-related search warrant. So he's a wonderful human being as well. And so he takes off, and he became wedged in the chimney while trying to hide, and then I can't get out. And after the police were done laughing, because now we got you.
So he tried to climb up the chimney?
It just says he just got wedged in the chimney. I don't know if was stuck going down or stuck going up. Probably going up.
Yeah.
But then now how do we get him out? Well, the police had to smash the chimney from the inside of the house to get him out. How do you swing a hammer? How do you swing a sledgehammer from the inside of a chimney without hurting him that's stuck there? You haven't got enough room to swing anything.
Well,
But that's what they said they did from the inside out.
yeah, I
inside.
think I understand what they're talking about, because if you hit bricks that aren't where he is,
Yeah.
you will loosen the mortar around bricks
Yes.
where he is,
And it'll fall on him.
because the shock
Yeah, what if
waves
the
will
br-
travel through the bricks.
Yeah.
Fall on him?
But you would think so.
Well, there's a
Unless-
risk
unless-
involved in breathing, isn't there? Yeah.
Unless he's up the chimney and they got underneath him and were knocking out the bricks. But anyway, you got to replace the chimney,
Right.
Regardless,
And
he
so-
was
This is
taken.
why I admire you so much, Joe.
Don't
You
try to
ponder these
hide
things
in
that are just not worth thinking about.
It's fun though.
The
it is fun,
creep is
though.
evading the law.
Yeah.
Goes up a chimney. So not only is
And now
the
he's
creep is a
stuck.
moron, and I mean, Okay, or maybe he's
Why
just
am I
a-
thinking of
maybe he's
Gremlins?
a desperate creep and goes up but you really can't think this through.
Well, you're thinking,
And then you expect them
He
to
watched
be
The
gentle
Grinch.
with you and not try to.
Yeah, he watched The Grinch.
he
He thought
watched
he
The
could just like
Grinch.
slither,
and it actually says that you only get stuck for a minute or two,
The-
and then he gets unstuck. Yes, Dave.
But this is just crazy. I mean, if he he didn't even have to pay attention to the Grinch. If he simply just listened to us, heard Cheech and Chong talking about Santa Claus and his old lady and stuff like that, and know he had to have magic dust. You don't have magic dust, you don't go in the chimney.
So
I guess
this-
that's not what he was.
Robert
Hoarding.
Langley was checked out at a
Oh
nearby
no, he gave his
hospital.
name after I said those things about him. Oh boy,
Well,
here
yeah.
come the lawyers.
Well, Langley was checked out at a nearby hospital. He's fine.
Oh good.
And then the police took him and booked him on the drug possession
That's
charge.
right,
which
they
they
put
were
the
there to
handcuffs
do-
on him.
do
Didn't
Okay,
have
we're
he,
fine
he
now.
didn't have magic dust.
No
Something
magic
else.
dust.
Something else.
A little bit for Santa Claus, a
still-
little bit more for Santa Claus.
I told Dave this earlier. Melissa, remember, things could always be worse.
Yes.
You could have you could live in Taunton and have that mayor
Oh.
down there who likes to beat up her husband.
Oh,
Have you?
that's tragic though, Joe.
Well, it never should have come to light.
I mean,
It's
I'm
it's
not
a
saying
family.
that everybody
hassle.
does this, but it is part of the human condition that people can push your buttons and you can lash out. Just have a bad day, not as strong as you normally would be to fend off the things that really push your buttons and really tick you off, and you can have a fight with somebody, and sometimes it gets out of hand. It could happen.
Well, that's what
maybe
happened
not for
here.
everybody, but most folks can understand how it can happen. And when it happens in a family, two fighting spouses. I mean, haven't we all heard our moms and dads have a little fight? It could go too far sometimes.
Well,
and
it
this
escalated.
one obviously did. There was blood there. There was a weapon there. The cops arrived.
So I've never.
what are the cops gonna
I've been
do?
fortunate enough to not have a family where the family fight ended in
Calling the police.
in calling the police.
Well,
right? Everybody
there you
has a
go.
fight, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
you know.
cool. But I can understand.
If there's
it.
blood involved, it's
Well,
probably
they
not.
want. I forget which one.
not normal.
I think it was her. She's the mayor, accusing her husband of having an affair, and he's saying no. And and so she got the tool.
Oh,
out
that's
of the
gonna
car
push a button or two.
and hit him with it. She even admitted to assaulting her husband. Then she sat on his car for a little while, so he couldn't get away. And then he called the police. And then they both said, "We really shouldn't have called the police. We escalated it, and we shouldn't have." But the police got there and say, "Well,
we're here."
stuck, and
That's
now
right.
we have to do something."
Yeah.
So,
The St. Jackie Gleason saying
Yeah.
to the moon, Alice.
yes. So in return, the charge is continued without finding, which means she needs to stay out of trouble for the 6 months. And
So
all
the
the
judge
charges be
played
dropped.
ball
And-
and says, we understand,
and
we
she
see
will.
remorse and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
tell you what we do. We have this little legal trick we can do where you just say, okay, here's our ruling. We're not making a ruling.
yeah, just as
Right. Here's our
Stay in the
ruling.
straight and
We
narrow.
are making the decision to not make a ruling for 6 months. And after 6 months, if nothing else happens, we're going to forget about it.
all right. On another note, Melissa, you're down in there, Providence, the State House. Do you hear anybody down
Not
there
yet. It's
kicking
coming up, though.
kicking around about the whole pallet shelter community? Now they're saying they're not opening up until the spring.
That's right.
What are you hearing down there in Providence?
Well, it's complicated.
Don't say what you really
Oh,
hear.
good. It's complicated.
Don't say what you really hear.
So really, what these folks should have done before they even constructed these pallet houses,
Before they promised anybody to live there.
is they should have made sure that it was zoned properly, and if it wasn't, they could have come to us, and we could have amended it. But
Okay.
that's not what happened.
Legislature? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The
You
same
could have
and
opened a few doors that were closed.
But they didn't do that. So
it's taking longer. You think this is just
it's supposed to be last winter. Now it's this winter.
But
It's ridiculous.
the excuse they're giving, and just tell me, do you think this is whitewash? They're saying the Rhode Island Department of Housing is taking longer than expected because they're having trouble installing utilities and meeting fire and building codes. Is that just no, that's not really. Is that really the issue or not really? The issue?
Probably. Our fire codes are pretty stringent
Okay.
as a result of the station fire, and everything just got it was kind of maybe a little too knee jerk, right? Because now it's difficult to get things done.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole point of the pallet houses is to be temporary and for just to get folks out of the cold and off the street. And so I don't know what's going on in Providence.
Could this be done in Woonsocket?
It could, but it would mean that you'd have to loosen up a few codes. And,
Okay.
you know, I mean, in my opinion, you know, you're just trying to get folks off the street. So if you're trying to like code it up like a little miniature house, that's going to be really difficult, right? So do you let some stuff go? And then they said, well, those folks are going to be in danger. Well, folks who are sleeping in tents in freezing weather are in danger, right? So, like, we just have too many rules in place, you know, that they just can't do this. And I don't know why they didn't think about some of these things before they started the project and spend a bunch of money. It's kind of ridiculous at this point, right? Because it was supposed to be a temporary, immediate shelter.
And now, yeah.
And it's not a solution. They spent a whole bunch of money just to find out that, oh, well, you know, we didn't really do our research before we started this.
The officials do say the project's in its final stages, so we'll see. They say they want to open in early 2025.
It's
but
ridiculous.
What's early 2025?
Ridiculous.
Is that
They could
January,
have built.
February,
They
March?
could have built actual houses in that
as long
time.
as it's taken, yeah.
Well, they
All
could,
right.
Just
yeah.
saying.
Well, yeah, okay, but you know,
mean-
I don't see any real evil going on here, especially based on your updated observations, Melissa. Because the stories that I had read before, some of them were precipitated by comments of people who are trying to demonize the enforcement officials who said it doesn't meet code. You got to have this, and they were really belittling some of the things. Now we all know that Rhode Island's fire codes are burdensome. I think
That's
that's
a good
the
word.
best word I can
Yes,
use.
yes.
Right. Because I'm not going to pass any judgment on whether they should be or shouldn't be, or if they go too far, don't go too far, because that's really up to smarter people than me to decide. But they are, and I think all will agree, they are burdensome. But I mean, when we were kids growing up, learning the ways of the world, taking our place in society, we were taught, do your homework. Find out what it's going to take to do that before you make the promise to get it done. And if you don't, shame on you. You didn't dot your I's and cross your T's. Now, whether the situation is unnecessarily burdensome is for someone else to discuss another time. But when you're doing the project, you got to make sure you know what you're doing ahead of time. And so that's how I was. The JCs, as a matter of fact, were instrumental in teaching us all of that. I mean, the JCs taught us everything. Many JCs ran for public office afterwards because they were taught how to count votes. And they were taught how to do the homework ahead of time and what kind of effort is going to be required to be successful. So the JC program is on the wane now, but it was really valuable when I was growing up.
Rich Lane from Post 85 is joining us at the coffee and
The
table.
Rooster's here.
Hello there, Rich. Nice to have you here.
Morning.
We're going to talk about what's going on at the Post in just a minute. Final thing I want to bring up before we have to take a quick break. We had that situation last September in Smithfield where the man allegedly hit the 65-year-old person with their car.
On a bike.
On the bike, yeah. And the man was initially charged with DUI, resulting in bodily injury. Now the man has passed away that he hit.
All the charges are escalated
Everything
now. It's now a
everything goes
felony.
up now. Yep. It's a felony DUI of liquor or drugs resulting in death and felony driving to endanger.
Not a happy holiday for this dude.
Nance
Nope,
Nicoletti will now next be in court January 22nd because of that situation. All right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program. More coming up, and time for the weather forecast brought to us by Allstate.
Sunny skies today with a high of 31 degrees and a breeze from the west. Tonight, clear, overnight low of 14. Saturday's weather, sunshine and 32. Sunday, mostly sunny, high of 35. On Monday, a 40% chance of rain, mostly cloudy and 44. More rain Monday night. Tuesday, 80% chance of more rain with a high of 55 and a wind from the south up to 30 miles an hour. Wednesday, back to the sunshine and 47. Thursday, 40% chance of rain again, but partial sunshine late in the day with a high near 46.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street with sunny skies, we have 27 degrees. Wish you could save on home insurance. With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. While you're out holiday shopping, stop into Jerry's Bluffing Boutique. They are home to African-inspired fashions for men, women, and kids, plus customized gift sets, jewelry, wall art, along with bath and body products. When you go to Jerry's Bluffing Boutique, tell Jerry you heard her ad on WOON Radio, and she will enter your name to win a family basket of gifts. No purchase necessary. Jerry's Bluffing Boutique is open Thursday through Saturday at 11 a.m. Jerry's Bluffing Boutique, 285 Main Street, Woonsocket. Plenty of parking in the Clinton Street parking lot.
Are you looking for solutions to meet your business banking needs? At Milford Federal, the longest-standing community bank in the area, they offer customized solutions for commercial lending, cash management, online banking, and payment processing services. Their business banking team is committed to the growth and success of your business with local decision-making and a relationship-based approach. Let Milford Federal be your banking partner. Visit them at milfordfederal.com today. Milford Federal Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, and MLS number 465956.
Hi, this is Gary Smith. Join me for Do You Remember, Tuesday through Friday mornings at 9:30 here on ON Radio.
This portion of Coffee In is sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
The Valley Breeze has been a local news leader since its founding in 1996, and more people are reading our stories today than ever before. We believe our mission of making our community stronger by telling their stories is not just a tagline, but a way of life for our staff as they connect with you, our loyal readers and advertisers. Our team thanks you for always reading, always reaching out, and always helping toward our shared vision. Check out any of our 5 editions or visit valleybreeze.com for more.
All right, Coffee In on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards and Melissa Murray and Rich
Hi.
Elaine. And so we've been talking about it this past week, Rich, about the blanket drive that you're doing over there.
Yeah.
And we do want to get an update on where you guys stand with how many blankets. But someone heard, and this is good, and Linda D. came in to the station yesterday and said, I've got something for Rich.
All right.
Ooh, it's show and tell time.
All right.
It's a big
Thank you very much.
Nice
couple of
Walmart
paper
bag.
bags.
All right.
You might want to. I'm not sure how many are in there because we didn't open it.
Well, that's
but,
okay, but
Blankets. Rich.
every-
blankets.
absolutely. Hey, good. Another 4 blankets. That was very nice.
Isn't
Thank you
she
very much.
nice?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, they listen to you.
Well, I hope so. I hope I'm not coming on just filling the seat here,
So what do you? Can you give us an update on how the blanket
I
drive
can.
is going?
As a matter of fact, here's how good the update is. And look, you can never have enough blankets. All right, but right now I have got we had our United Veterans Council meeting last night, and I kind of mentioned it in the the Vietnam Veterans Association 818. I was sitting down after the meeting, having a beverage, and I was sitting down with one of the gentlemen, Leo, and he says, I think our organization should help you guys out. I said, well, thank you, Leo. I appreciate that. Maybe we'll give $100.
Mm-hmm.
He said, maybe we'll give 200. And then he got the 200, and then he gave me 100 out of his own pocket.
Wow. Okay.
My.
And then somebody gave Bobby LaForte, our commander, $50 last night. So I got $350 in my pocket right now. So right after I'm done here,
You going to buy blankets?
I'm gonna go up and buy $350 worth of blanket.
Nice.
Great.
So we're gonna be there, but look out there. That doesn't mean I don't want you to still bring some
Give,
blankets
yeah,
down
yeah.
because it's going to the Community Care Alliance tomorrow. And we're going to start handing these blankets out for the kids. And there's going to be more than 100 kids that are going to need blankets.
Oh,
I'll
for
guarantee
sure.
it, right? Melissa? I mean,
Sure.
you know,
Yeah, of
and
course.
so, and the thing I'm most proud of is that, I come on here and for the veterans, we're trying to do things for the veterans, but every one of these organizations does something for the community. I mean, last night you went out to the to St. Joe's for the Milk Fund Drive. I mean, we not only help the veterans, we help the community too. So I guess when I come on, I ask the community to help us. You know, the blanket. Now, where I'm going to go this morning is a store called Five Below. I was told they have a good quality throw blanket, like for a little over $5.
Really?
So I'm going to run down
That'll
to
make the
Five
money
Below
stretch, yeah.
and try to sell them out, and then go to another Five Below and get rid of. You know, I'll take them all. The heck
Oh, we got
with
one
it.
in the Lincoln Mall, don't we?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's where I'm at.
All right.
And I had in
Shame we
Lincoln
don't have
Mall,
one
and
in stock.
Attleboro's got one. So you know, so Five Below, you kind of owe me a little compensation here. Okay, I'm just they're getting free
Is
advertising.
that so? All righty.
But yeah, I'll be heading out, and you know, we're going to try to stretch the dollar as much as we can, and you know, get as many blankets out there as we can for the kids. So
You know what?
it's a
Do
good
you
deal
have a
however.
number that you?
Well,
know
we
where
had
you're at?
we said 100, and then I was talking to Nikki Laforte, they're the president of the auxiliary, who said that they're actually running it, and you know, we help them out. But I was talking to Nikki the other night, and she says, "Yeah, there's going to be more than 100 kids." You know,
Of course.
So,
Excellent.
yeah, so yeah. Whoa, look at that, the little ding ding bell. You know what I'm real excited about?
Orders,
And
order
those,
up.
and those of you that are kind of watching on TV, on the video here, I like the blue little thing here. I never
Around the
noticed that.
microphone?
Yeah, because Marines like blue crayons.
Oh well.
I don't know if you knew that, but you know, they're tastier than the red and the green ones. Okay? Melissa, don't laugh.
You say so? Okay.
But yeah, but I mean, with the blankets, like I said, if you're out there shopping about there for Christmas, and you go and see these throw blankets and stuff that you think a kid could use, don't be afraid to drop it off down at 870 River Street here in Woonsocket. That's the American Legion post, and you know, you'll see where they're all piled up, and just add to the pile.
All right. Now, coming up Tuesday, it's the big celebrity bartender event that the three of us will be at with the drinks. We're
Yeah,
excited to be there.
Oh, good.
All for the Milk Fund, by the way.
Tipsy Rudolph.
yeah.
The Tipsy Rudolph.
The
is that
Tipsy
what-
Rudolph.
The
That's-
Tipsy
is that
Rudolph
the-
is going
the
to
drink
be
this
the
year?
surprise drink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Melissa's going to be whipping up that concoction. I will not be allowed to sample one of them. There's a certain alcohol that's involved in it that I'm not allowed to drink anymore.
Oh, okay.
Oh, come now.
And it's been like that for 40 years. So
Best to stay away.
because if I didn't stay away from that one 40 years ago, I wouldn't be married for 43. Let's put it that way. So
So 6 to 8 p.m. this Tuesday.
6 to 8, yeah, 6 to 8, and you know, I know when people go to a lot of these things, and believe me, I don't knock it. I think it's wonderful the way people can raise, like, you know, thousands of dollars for Milk Fund, you know, and I think it's a wonderful thing. But we're kind of like the new kid on the block for the Milk Fund things, you know. And I know you guys,
building.
and I know you guys go to a lot of these things where they have the 50-50 raffle, and they want you to buy a ticket for that gift basket or that, and all that stuff, and it makes a good deal of money. But guess what? Come to American Legion Post 85 on Tuesday. We're going to have little snacky things out there like some cheese and crackers and all that, you know, so for you to munch on, and have a beverage. And we're not going to come up and bother you for a 50-50 raffle. We're not going to come up and bother you to buy a ticket to a gift basket or anything like that. What I will come up and bother you for is tip your bartenders.
Well, there you go.
And I might holler that about 100 times that night. Absolutely. But yeah, come on down to American Legion Post 85 on Tuesday, right? And, you know, if you want to meet the wonderful people that sit behind these microphones, Joe, Dave, and Melissa, they'll be mixing up the drinks, and every tip that you pass on to them is going to go right into a Milk Fund, and Dave's going to be looking mighty dapper again, I imagine.
I'm working on it.
His little, like, guns.
If I get my stuff back from the laundry in time, yeah.
Yeah, the little Gunsmoke outfit there, like the bartender had on Gunsmoke last year. I remember that. That was pretty cool. But
I don't remember it being that way, but if it gave that impression, I'm happy.
Well, yeah, it did. It did. It gave you that little nostalgic impression.
Yeah. I was going to put garters on my rolled up sleeves, and then somebody says,
I'm happy you want rolled up
you-
sleeves with the garter, right?
somebody says, well, how are you going to get a garter? Well, you go to the store and buy them. Yeah, you're a guy. You're going to go up and ask, hey, where are the garters at?
In the ladies
They're going to look
section.
at you like it's something funny.
Well, let me tell you something. You wouldn't be too far off with garters, but I still got you beat.
Yeah.
I still got you beat. Yeah, it had to be about 3 years ago. Long story short, I was bartending down at the Post, and there were female bartenders, and I asked the bar manager, what do I got to do to get more tips? Because, you know, the females, I ain't going to say they dress provocatively.
No.
But they have certain assets that I didn't have in order to make tips. Melissa, quit laughing.
I will not be dressing provocatively on Tuesday.
But
I can assure
anyhow, I
you.
said, I
There'll
want to
be
make some
cameras around. She can't do that.
I said, I want to make some tips. So I said, I'm going to come in Speedos. And they said, no, you're not. And I said, no, I'm going to come in
Here are health
Speedos.
regulations, I think.
And
about
I
that,
am
yeah.
going to make money for the Cam Neely Foundation for Cancer Care. And all the tips I get that day or everybody laughs and stuff and want to tip me more. So I had one gentleman sitting there and said, Rich, I'll give you $200. You want to do it in Speedos. And I said,
Oh,
don't
hey.
say that. I said, because
I'll
I'll
do
do
it.
it.
Yeah.
And so long story short, again, they allowed me to do it. And there are actually pictures roaming around out there.
Oh, my.
Ugly pictures, but there are actually pictures roaming around out there.
Okie dokie.
So, the garter, you wouldn't be too far off. I got you beat.
All right.
I guess so.
Well, we'll see if this happens again this year. It almost happened last year. Well, it kind of happened last year because it was one of the vets down there was wearing a "Make America Great" hat again.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah,
was
that's
fun.
right.
And
Big red one.
the big red hat, and Bob Lotter came down with his wife to partake, and I challenged Bob. I said, Bob, I'll take $20 out of my wallet if you wear the "Make America Great" hat again for 10 minutes. And he thought about it. Bob's a little to the left, by the way. And,
Just a bit.
And he reached into his wallet and he took $20 out and says $20 to the milk fund, so I don't have to wear it.
There you go. There you go. But,
So, milk fund still got $20.
realistically, folks, come on down and enjoy a beverage down there. And, we just have a good time for that 2 hours. And like I said, the whole idea is tip your bartender. That's the whole idea that night. And even the bartender that's going to be helping these guys out, they don't expect any compensation during that time period. So, it's all going to go to the milk fund. Right. So, if you just want a good time and a beverage.
And if I could simply say, too, is that I think anybody who has their favorite alcoholic beverages especially, and goes to different places, you will be very pleasantly surprised by the drink prices there at the bar at Post 85. Very reasonable because they're set for their members.
Yep.
Those prices are set for the members. And they're not like you go someplace and they set up a bar in a big hall and the prices are doubled.
No.
It's not what happens here. These are the regular prices the members are paying all the time. So come on in. You'll be surprised at just how reasonable it all is, leaving more room for you to tip, of course.
That's right.
Well, something, and that's kind of part of the reason I think the Post is still around, to be honest with you, because you take a look at all these veteran organizations that are shutting down, and a lot of them are because it's like veteran members only are allowed to come in, but the Post 85 has been open to the public for, God, I don't know, maybe since its inception in 46.
Late
when it
40s,
first, and I think one of the reasons it's been around that long and open to the public because of all the mills that were around there. So
That's
people
right.
would get off of their shifts, and like you're in the Fairmont neighborhood, so where are we going to go for a cold one before we come off of our midnight shift, And they just come down to the Post. So it's been like that for years. I mean, we cater to not only the veteran but the community, and the community's helped us so much. And with the trying to and we do the best we possibly can to keep the prices down. Jill Marsh, great bar manager we have down there, and she actually looks at the prices all around the city and says, all right, where can we cut? Where can we go back here? Well, how can we make it better for the people in this area that supported us for all these years? So that's what the place is all about. It's just a good, fun place.
All right, we're going to take a break here in the Coffee and program, and more coming up. And this portion of the Coffee and program has been sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper, which Dave has in his hand.
I have a copy of the Cumberland Lincoln edition, yes, Joe, in my hand right now. Big, interesting stories in here. Let me just point out a couple. Some are just warm, story, but listen to this one from Ethan Shorey, the Cumberland new board of license commissioners and their chairperson, Bob Shaw, has been trying to work things out. There are some businesses that we're not compliant by December 1st to get their license renewed. It happens in every community, absolutely every community. But he's reaching out and saying, I'll tell you what we'll do. There might be a way to work this out. We don't want to be shutting people down during December, during the holiday season. So could we possibly work something out that's some sort of a compromise? If they sign an affidavit saying that the town is not responsible for anything that goes wrong, till the end of the year, we'll look the other way and give you a little extension to get your paperwork. I mean, some of it's just a fire inspection that wasn't done in a timely manner and stuff like that.
Yep.
They may be completely compliant, but they don't have the paperwork for it. So he's offering that. I think it's a big story there, and check it out at the Valley Breeze front page, Cumberland Lincoln. And your mother's favorite breakfast place is coming to Manville, where Lil and Jean's used to be.
Oh, yes.
All
I
right.
love that
Yeah.
place.
That's kind of fun. There's a little picture in there, nice story from Ethan there. And Sophia Barr has a big story about Zach's barbershop. Zach's hair salon, he calls it. 98 years old, and he's still cutting hair.
Awesome.
The kinds of stories you only get in a nice hometown newspaper like the Valley Breeze. All right, and now I'm picking up the North Smithfield, Woonsocket, and Blackstone edition of the Valley Breeze newspaper. North Smithfield has a nutcracker enthusiast. How fortunate we have nutcrackers on this afternoon's auction.
Perfect.
And there'll be more next week, too. Some other enthusiasts. Karen Jones is depicted here in a color photo from Corey Plant, who does the story for the Breeze on the front page right over here. Has 140 wooden soldiers and counting. Loves them little nutcrackers. And here's another heartwarming story on the Valley Breeze in this edition. CABA's initiative makes Polar Express more accessible for local students. Everybody's heard the Polar Express continues to run, the world's longest running Polar Express thing, and Warner Brothers tells us the best Polar Express experience of all those that they license across the world is right here in Woonsocket. We're very proud of that. But tomorrow, 175 third graders and their guests will board the Polar Express for
great.
a festive but thoroughly educational journey. And the big story on that from Corey Plant in the Breeze. Also, here's another interesting. Corey's been busy. He knows everybody in town. So he's written a story about a North Smithfield company that makes game surfaces and has developed something that they call the Game Cube. And it's a table that combines multiple gaming options into a single unit for efficiency. People can have them in small studio apartments, and you could have a table for different things that you're doing, different games, recreational equipment. Expo down in Orlando, they showed it, and it's doing well. So read more about it in the Valley Breeze. And your insert this week in the Valley Breeze is for the youngsters, the Valley Breeze coloring book. Yay! And who you suppose is right on the front page of the Valley Breeze coloring book?
Rich
Santa
Lane.
All
Claus.
right. All right.
And
Give me
his-
my blue crayons.
In his sleigh. That's in every single edition of the Valley Breeze newspaper. Pick it up. Free where you shop every Thursday.
Thanks, Dave. More coffee and coming up. Stick around.
When you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
Do you have a barbecue fan on your Christmas list to buy for? The best way to make that person happy is to buy them a gift card from Good Stuff Smokehouse in Blackstone. They have hickory smoked barbecue smoked to perfection. To purchase a gift card, go online to goodstuffsmokehouse.com or stop into 97 Main Street, Blackstone. Good Stuff Smokehouse. They smoke the good stuff.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
Thanks for joining us on the Coffee and program. This is Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards, Melissa Murray, Rich Lane from Post 85. Anything else about the Post you wanted to bring up, Rich? We talked about the blanket initiative, and we talked about the celebrity bartender coming up on Tuesday. Anything else?
I'm going to tease the audience with
All
this
right.
one.
Okay.
Okay?
Not polite to
You know,
tease.
I thought you were going to tease me because
No,
you looked
well,
right
no.
at me and I was like,
no,
what
no,
did
I'm
I
going
do
to tease the
now?
audience with this one. You know, I mean,
Is this a Speedo thing again?
No. We have some good plans coming up
right.
for 2025, actually.
Yes.
And you know, Melissa
Good.
was,
Fun
and I'm
project.
not going to say what it is. It's going to be
Yep.
a fun project, and it's definitely going to increase veteran awareness, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
And so we still got to sit down and talk with some of the entities in Woonsocket and make sure everything is cool and nice and everything. But you know, I think everybody's going to be pleasantly surprised, and we'll let people know more about it in January sometime. I think,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So
All right.
there's some people we got to talk to first. But one thing we are going to do, I can come out and say this, is up at the Post where we have the Eternal Flame site. We're going to do some construction around there. If those of you that have been up there, you'll notice that when you walk up that first piece of walkway that's up there, and to the left and to the right, there's like stone and some bushes, which look very pretty, but it takes up room.
Mm-hmm.
So my granddaughter, who goes to Norfolk Aggie, is learning how to do architecture for lands, and I don't know what the heck they call it. I'm not smart enough to know that, but she's doing like this. She's doing this small graph of what the area is going to look like and stuff, and we're going to have some granite, some big pieces of granite. I don't know, pillars or whatever, or inlays that are going to be able to be inscribed. It's going to be
nice.
bigger than the bricks, so it's probably going to be a little bit more costly because it's going to be granite. But people have been asking, can I put a brick up there? And realistically, we would have to, in order to make that area that we want to redo look good, we would have to sell 400 more bricks.
Wow.
And I just...
Wow.
Honestly, I mean, I know a
large
lot.
number.
It's a lot of bricks. I mean, for the original layout that we have up there right now, it took us well over a year and a half to get all those bricks sold.
Yeah.
So one thing we don't want to do is people say, well, why don't you just put blank bricks in there? Well, no, because when you put blank bricks in there, and if they're laying there for a year and a half,
You ain't
and
picking
then
them back up,
yeah, good luck getting them out and getting them to look good again, So I think we're going to go with the granite inlays, but once we start putting those on sale and get a price, which we're working on diligently right now. Once I have all that information, I'll put it out in the air, and if anybody's interested in honoring their loved one that's passed in the military, or actually anyone really, that's what we do with the bricks. If you wanted to just say, we love our veterans or whatever, and put your name on it, but we're going to figure all that out. So.
All right, there, Rich. Very nice. So, Rich, you've been up to Boston to go to a Bruins game every once in a while.
Yeah.
Garden?
When I hit mega bucks, maybe I'll go
okay.
again.
Well, you may have to get even more because 600 concession workers at the Garden in Boston may go on strike.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're
goodness.
getting $17 for a 16-ounce beer up there. And look, that's in a way, if they're going on strike for something better, absolutely, I'm going to back them on it. Look, the Jacobs, I got nothing against the Jacobs, really, but I'll tell you what, they're making so much money on concessions, it's crazy.
Well, the union spokesperson for the 600 said workers are concerned about more self-checkout kiosks, which could lead to a workforce reduction. They don't want that.
You think?
And after
Look at the
months,
supermarkets.
I know. After months of negotiations, there are also other unresolved contract issues.
Yep.
So a strike authorization vote is reportedly expected this coming weekend. So
I didn't realize they were unionized.
I didn't know they were
I mean,
unionized
either.
either.
So that's
I didn't realize they had 600. They can't all work on the one. They all can't work at the same time.
Well, I'll
But,
tell you. Well, like I said, hey, I think I even mentioned a few weeks ago. I mean, and don't get me wrong, you got a hot dog up there, a jumbo, and it's a big hot dog, but $14 for a hot dog.
Yeah.
Well,
Please,
I told
please.
Dave, you
Yeah.
go get a slice of Sal's Pizza.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
only pizza there.
Yeah.
I think it's $25.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it is a huge
It's
slice.
a big slice, but come
But-
on, you're
but
talking about
$25.
you're talking about dough, sauce, and a hunk of cheese. I
yeah,
mean, let's
yeah.
be real here.
And then they
know?
want a tip, Rich.
Yeah, well, you
They
know,
spin the little screen around
Yeah,
and say,
yeah.
well, there you go.
and no
zero
cash.
and no cash
No
is right,
cash. No
yeah.
cash. I mean, I was up there about a month and a half ago with the Cam Neely Foundation for Cancer Care because they were doing their 50-50. The Bruins Foundation gives them a 1 day a year. And, like, you're doing a 50-50, but, like, people come up and they, I want $20 worth of tickets, and they go to hand you a 20, and you got to say, well, gee, I'm sorry, I can't take cash.
They
I
don't
gotta,
take cash?
No, no,
Oh, my
no. When they're
goodness.
doing all the foundation stuff up there, it's all credit card.
Wow. Okay.
So
Wow.
it's the way of the world, I guess, right? But
That's the way it's
I
going,
went
yep.
to you talk about all these kiosks being open and people.
Yeah.
I was at one of these big box stores a couple of years back, and I was waiting in line, and they had somebody there to guide you to the next line because it was busy and everything. So I was next, and I had my carriage full of stuff, and the lady says, "You can go in that line over there," and I said, "Okay." It was a self-checkout, which I don't believe in, right?
All right.
So I go to the self-checkout, and I stand there. And she comes over and says, "Is there a problem?" I said, "Well, no." I said, "You told me to come over here. I'm waiting." "Well, what are you waiting for?" I said, "I'm waiting for somebody to check me out. You told me to come over here." Well, the manager came over. He checked me out. And every time I go into that store, that manager gives me that look.
He gives you the eye. Oh,
Yeah, he
it's that
sees
guy,
me.
yeah.
That guy right over there. The guy that don't like these kiosks.
I don't use them either.
Well, okay. We got a couple more things I want to remember. This story because it's got a bit of a local slant from 20 years ago, and it was the woman that claimed that she was raped by 3 members of the Duke University lacrosse team. Got the
Oh, yeah.
lacrosse coach fired, who ended up coming and coaching lacrosse at Bryant University. I don't know if he's still there because I can't remember his name. Well, it's 20 years later now, and the woman now said she made the whole thing up.
Oh,
Took her 20 years. Took her 20 years. Said, "Yep, I made the whole thing up." Recent interview that she went through. Her name is Crystal Magnum. Said she testified falsely against the students by saying that she was raped in the bathroom at an off-campus party in 2006. The governor of North Carolina, Roy Cooper, who was the state attorney general at the time, dismissed all the charges against the men for lack of evidence. She is still in prison, though. She's in second-degree murder charge. She was convicted in 2013.
Gee, real sweet, huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
Anyway,
there.
and I said this to my daughter when she went off to school. I said, that Barron Trump, you might want to put your feelers out there, because now the youngest son of President-elect Donald Trump is being described as popular with the ladies during his first semester at New York University.
No, so was Ben Franklin. I mean, so what?
I was at one time.
Yeah. Well,
It's all relative.
People magazine reports Barron Trump is being described as, quote, tall and handsome by his classmates. Trump arrived on the NYU campus in September, flanked by security guards during his first day of classes. Incoming and former First Lady Melania Trump had previously said she didn't think it would be possible for her son to have a normal college experience, but I guess he's doing the best he can at NYU. So.
Well, is he goofing
Surrounded
off
by
and going to
security all the
Tiggers? That would be a
time.
normal experience, wouldn't it?
Doesn't say. Dave.
Yeah.
What's that, Melissa?
How do you have a normal experience when you're flanked by security all the time?
Well, that's why she's saying he probably can't.
Right.
Well, of course, that shouldn't be any surprise to her. I mean, she's a pretty intelligent lady from what I've been able to see in all her interviews. So, I mean, that shouldn't come
One
as any
mistake
surprise.
in love and marriage, but other than that, yeah, very intelligent.
Everybody
oh my
makes
God,
mistakes.
listen to this. I don't know how bad could she have done. She's married to the president. I mean, you can think what you want about him, but she did okay.
Yeah,
but,
this-
rolling. No, but she didn't. She was a model.
I'm just
wasn't she,
teasing,
with
having
that?
some fun. There's never any accounting for.
Wasn't she a model and had some big?
Yes.
So she was all set
A model,
financially.
yeah.
There's
All right,
no-
maybe she.
Yeah.
A little lapse of judgment.
No. It's I was teasing out a
I
little
know,
bit of
I
fun
know.
just for entertainment value, but seriously, anybody who looks, there's just no accounting for the people that you have as friends and you get along with, the people you're attracted to, people that you marry. There's just no accounting for that. It's, there's somebody for everybody, and when you get together, that's it.
Yeah.
And that's it. So you can look from the outside saying, "Oh, gee whiz, they're smart, they're stupid, they're whatever." I mean, but it's none of your dang business.
They look at my wife all the time and they go, "Really? Him?"
In case you were wondering, by the way,
Okay.
coffee prices have hit a 47-year record high.
Of course they have.
47 years. The world's most popular and common variety of coffee beans sold on the global market for $3.44 a pound this week. That beats the previous record of $3.35 in 1977. Extreme droughts and other climate challenges have led to smaller harvests down there in Brazil, the world's leading producer of coffee. Nestle, which owns Nescafe and Nespresso, has already increased its prices, and the coffee brand Lavazza, I haven't heard of them.
Yeah.
Okay, says it will have to make some price changes as well.
So, hold on there. What? How much did the price increase?
It's $3.44 a pound this week, and that beats the other high price that was $3.35 in 1977. So it's hit its all-time high.
Okay.
Well, 47-year high.
All right. Okay. Doesn't seem like a huge jump since the 70s, where, oh my goodness, we're going to have to raise our
but it hit
prices because we're Nestle and we
It
don't
hit
have enough money.
$3.35 in 1977, but then came down
Right.
over the last 20
okay.
years or so, and now it's shooting back up. And we've gone past the 77
Okay.
barrier.
I wonder how much coffee they were charging in 1977.
I don't
What
know.
I'm saying
I
is
can
it's
tell you, in
corporate
the
greed. That's what
1990s,
everybody knows. I
decided
hate
to-
corporate greed. So
In the 1990s, the coffee companies decided to manufacture a shortage and increase the price of coffee. And then all of a sudden, people
And it's never gonna go down.
They revolted. They said,
Yes.
"No stinking way." But the coffee companies get the last laugh because they said, "Well, this is real simple. All we have to do is just offer you a flavored coffee, and you'll pay $4 for it instead of." I know you won't pay $1 for a full cup of coffee.
But look at Starbucks.
Right. All we have to do is
$7
doll it
for a cup
up,
of coffee.
change the experience, because if you went to Disney World and ordered a cup of coffee, because you're at Disney World, you expect to pay more. So they built a bunch of Disney Worlds starting in Seattle. They call them Starbucks, and for coffee drinkers, and Dunkin's done the same thing. They said,
yeah, they got
please,
their
please
espressos."
don't call us donuts.
No.
We serve high-priced coffee.
Coffees is
Yeah,
their big
right.
thing.
So that's where all the profit is. So anyway, but to think that the coffee growers want a piece of that action when you're getting a $4 cup of coffee out there, yeah, they want a piece of the action. They're going to raise the price.
All right, we got to run. We're out of time here on the Coffee AM program. Thanks for listening in. Rich Lane, thanks for coming in.
We're going to see everybody on Tuesday for
See you.
Celebrity
Yes,
Bartender
bet you
Night,
will.
right?
6 to 8 p.m.
6 to 8 p.m. down at the Post.
Looking forward
Yep.
to it. Melissa, thanks for coming in.
thank you for having me.
All
Have a
right.
great weekend.
Dave, thanks for sticking around with me.
Hey, listen, it's a pleasure, and thanks to everybody who went to our Soup for Supper last night. Very, very nicely done. We've got so many things coming up this week and this weekend and everything. And Bob Phillips is going to let me play the greeter at the Polar Express on Sunday.
sweet.
So I might see some of you
All
over there
right.
at the train depot. I love playing Bob Phillips there. He's
All
a
right.
fun guy.
Stay tuned for Do You Remember with Gary Smith and the crew at 9:30 and Milk Fun Auction this afternoon at 4 right here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.